Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Start the Week with Spencer. This is our weekly webinar here at Doman International, where we invite parents of children with special needs from around the world to join and ask us questions. And we tell them to bring their most important and toughest questions for us to answer. Now, on certain weeks, we have guests who join us. And so I'm very excited today because this is actually the first time I've ever interviewed a child who graduated from the program and their parent at the same time. I've interviewed many parents. I've interviewed graduates, but never together. So today I have Anna and Sofia here. Anna, thanks for joining us. And I want to ask both of you questions about your experience. Anna, for you as a mom, Sofia as someone who's gone through the program, and to just get an update from you about how life is going.
Yeah. Perfect.
So Anna, let's just start with you. Do you mind just telling us a little bit about Sofia's, early years, and when did you start to get a sense of there might be something, in her development which was challenging?
Yes, well, when Sofia was born, I was doing the Doman Method for well kids because I knew it since very years ago. And I started the first year that you have for well kids, with a reading program, a little reading program, physical exercises as well, and the inclined floor. Well, everything you used to say for kids.
Sure.
And then, Sofia was really good girl, very funny, very happy, chatty. But she started with 3 years old, more or less. He started stuttering, and as well, at that time, we were living in London. So she started with both languages, Spanish, we are Spanish and English. So I thought, well, maybe it's because it's very difficult for her at first. Well, I don't know. And she was as well with the coordination when she started running, most of all. She was a pattern, a really perfect, and it was more like this. It's what the coordination, and she started stuttering. So we went to a speech therapist, and they say, well, it's okay, it's normal. She's very little. This is going to improve. No problem. Well, so we moved to Malta, and she. Still with the stuttering and poor coordination, but she always were very clever, a girl very in the school and everything. It was normal, very good. And when she was, I have to say, when she was a baby, more or less with 10 months old, she started with reading words. Recognizing words, because she doesn't speak, but recognizing words because I was doing the program, and numbers as well. Big numbers with three numbers. No? And after that, she started the school, and she was still continuing stuttering and the poor coordination. Then at school, we moved to Madrid, and they told me the same. Well, she needs a speech therapist. So with 6 years old, 7 years old, one day Sofia told me, and she didn't improve. It was the stuttering with the speech therapist all the time the same. And Sofia one day told me, Mama, I don't have problem speaking. This is really boring. The speech therapist is very nice, but I don't want to go to there because I don't have a problem with that. And it was for me the spark thing. And I said, wow, maybe the problem is not the proper stuttering. Maybe it's in the brain or something like that. And it was when I called you. because I knew that you have in Philadelphia your method, Doman, and even the institutes physically there. So I called you, and you asked me everything about her. I mean, from birth, pregnancy, birth, everything, and you told me that I have to go there because the stutter is a brain injury. Is not nothing about the tongue or the mouth. So if you are like facing the problem here, you don't improve nothing. So is the problem is in other part of the body, you know? So we went there, both my husband and I, and we did the lectures and everything you have for parents before. And then Sofia went with, I think it was 7 years and a half or 8 years, something like that. Now 10 years ago, we went there with Sofia to have the ¿cómo dices? El clinic
program.
No.
You came for an appointment, like an evaluation at
yes, the evaluation, right,
yeah.
For the evaluation. And it was there when you told us that, of course, you check everything intellectually, the path, visual path, auditory path, everything, coordination. Well, and you told me that, yes, Sofia is good, but they need to improve some things, because otherwise, when she's getting older, everything is harder. I mean, in the school, the lecture, the writing, I mean, everything, and the relationship with friends, with peers, because after that she was like shy because she doesn't want to speak, because she stuttered, and it was like for her embarrassed. So this is how we arrived there, and we started the program. You told us that to change anything, we need at least to be like out of school, home program, very intensive program with frequency, intensity, and duration. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, thank you for recounting all of that. And it's very interesting that you kind of learned about our program through our programs for well children.
Yes, no.
Yeah, which is actually happens quite commonly. And so, Sofia, I know it's hard to remember back to when you were a kid. And if you don't remember a specific moment, that's fine. But do you remember a specific moment where you realized that there were certain things that were difficult for you that maybe weren't difficult for other children? Do you remember when you had that realization?
For sure. I do remember in the area of sports, I did have a harder time than other kids. Obviously, reading, writing, it was a bit harder for me. Talking, obviously, those things just made me see that I was a bit different in a way than other kids are slower. So then that would make me like say, what's the problem? So then I would tell my mom, and then that's how it all happened.
And out of interest, how did you feel about that when you noticed those challenges? How did it make you feel?
I mean, I was obviously little, so I don't really remember. I think I was like 8 years old, maybe.
Yes, 8. Yeah.
But it was not good, obviously, because you're a kid, you're kind of left out, because maybe in the sports part of life, I was probably like a bit left out than other kids. Maybe I wouldn't be able to run as fast or ride the bicycle as easily or learn as quicker, like, for example, swimming or whatever it was. So it made me be a little left out in a way, for sure.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And I know sports is a big part of Spanish culture.
Yeah.
Important, yeah. Okay, so maybe let's talk a bit about you come to Philadelphia for your first appointment. What are some of the things that you start? Like, what are the Doman Method activities that you started with Sofia?
After the evaluation, or in the day, or in the moment of the evaluation there.
After the evaluation,
When we went home, well, we had the whole program. I mean, physical program, intellectual program, physiological program, nutrition program. No, it's part of the physiological thing. Mask program, masking.
Yeah, the respiratory.
So we had to start with arrange everything at home, first of all, because the first month it was like
hectic.
Yes,
for sure.
The nutrition program was the first one, because we had to well, at home we used already to eat very organic, very raw, very everything.
But not as strict.
But yes, the sugar, no one sugar. I mean, we had to adjust some things in the nutrition, and then to start to organize the whole program, intellectual program, the physical one, all the exercises, to learn how to use the mask, to do the masking, the pattern. It was the pattern, Wes. Well, to make the bed, bracation. I mean, to set the whole house and involve the whole family to start the whole program that you gave us.
Anna, you might be pleased or maybe a little annoyed to hear this, but now when you came for your appointment, what we used to do was we would tell families, okay, do this activity this many times in a day, do this activity this many times. And then we'd say, go home and create your schedule. Now we actually create a schedule for the families.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
This is a huge improvement for us. Yes.
Yeah. Sorry, you didn't get the benefits.
Oh, no.
So, okay. So you get started. What were some of the first changes? So after you start the Doman method, what are some of the first changes you noticed in Sofia? Progress, improvements.
The progress from the little first, I can say 2 weeks with masking, patterning, and she started with crawling or creeping
crawling.
The crawling
or creeping.
Crawling. I think the first one is creeping.
Crawling is arrastre on the belly, and creeping is
the crawling. After 2 weeks, we already saw in coordination. She was like improving. The stuttering, not yet, but yes, the concentration and the coordination start improving 2 weeks later. Then, of course, I think I can say that in 1 month, 2 months, she start like doing exercises like really, and the stamina and everything was changed, the stuttering a little bit improving. It was like little things, no, but. From the first time, we saw the changes.
Yeah, Sofia, was there a point? Again, you were young. Was there a point where you started to feel like you were noticing changes in yourself?
I would say for sure, because that would give me even more motivation to keep going. Because obviously it's a hard program, but once you see changes in yourself and how you're like more resilient maybe to other exercises and whatever, you have like you're more on it in a way. So I did get more motivated over time, which that meant that I did see changes. For example, in brachiation, I would be able to do more time, more laps, whatever. Same as crawling and creeping, I would get less tired. Masking, I would have more time with masking. So then I didn't get tired as quicker. Those things definitely.
Yeah, great. Anna, how many times did you bring Sofia to Philadelphia?
Well, the first year it was like 3, I think, every 3 months more or less. In September, then I think December or January, then another one between, and last one it was on July in Italy.
So you came for appointments every 3 months.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I had forgotten that.
Yes, and we were changing the program.
Right, because I remember you kind of saying to us, we want to move quickly, like we want to keep adapting the program.
Yes, of course, because we said, well, okay, in 1 year intensive, we are going to see improvements more quickly than if we went like, I don't know, very slowly. And you say, absolutely, out of school, and then the intensive program at home. And then we thought it's better because it's 1 year, but after that she's going to again, because Sofia, she was always very, very socialized girl. I mean, she yes, extrovert, o como se diga. She was really, I mean, she loves have friends and go out, speaking, chatting, have fun. Always, for her, is the first thing to do. Her first plan is to be with friends. So it was very important to put Sofia again on the school. I have to say that we went after that, 2 years later, we went again to Philadelphia because in the school she was diagnosed with dyslexia and dyscalculia. Remember that you say, well, come again. And we did like a half program. I mean, half time at home and the afternoon in the school. And it was working as well very good.
Mm-hmm. Tell us a bit, Sofia, about dyslexia and dyscalculia. You know, for people who don't know it, you know, obviously challenges with reading and math. What did that feel like for you? What was that experience like?
Well, in school, it was hard, definitely. I do remember, because you obviously have a hard time reading, you have a hard time writing. Math was super hard for me because of my dyscalculia. But I do remember I would have a hard time in math and stuff. But once you live with it, you kind of get resilient to it and you kind of live with it. So then you know how to adapt to it. Like you adapt to it. But it was hard for me at being little compared to now, because now in school it's much easier. But yeah, when I was little, I do remember it was harder.
How do you go ahead, Anna?
No, it was hard before. Then it was less hard because when they say, I mean, it has extra time with the test, and as well to use the calculator.
Yes.
I mean, because for Sofia, the reasoning about mathematics, she was really good. I mean, the mathematic, like no.
But the calculation.
But the calculation she's struggling all the time because she started with timetables. She knew timetables perfectly, and then 1 week later, it was like a vanish. Poof, no more.
So retention, like remembering things, was difficult.
Yeah.
The things that you don't need to use the reasoning, la razonamiento,
reasoning.
The reasoning. With reasoning, perfect. But not just with numbers. For her, the numbers and letters are the same. I mean, it's something that you don't have nothing behind this. This is the struggle. I have to say that Sofia, with the reading, she never had, I think, a problem because she started with the Doman Method when she was very little.
Yeah. It wasn't as bad.
Thanks that, for her, it was not really problem.
Yeah.
Because of she used to read with words. If she started to learn with letters or how do you say phonemes or horrible, because for her is her brain is not designed for this. But as she learned with words, the whole word, for her it was like the reading comprehension. It was always a little bit higher than the mean.
For sure.
Yeah, and it's a great point, because obviously when you do early stimulation with a child, you might be preventing issues that you would not even be aware would show up in the first place.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So Sofia, how do you feel your reading and writing and math skills are now?
Really good. Now, really good. My reading is perfect. Like, there's no problem at all. writing perfect also, and math, if I have a calculator, perfect also.
In both in English and Spanish, because
Yeah.
she did like international baccalaureate.
IB.
It's a really tough baccalaureate, and she went really good.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to talk in a second, Sofia, about what you're doing now and all the exciting things you're up to. But Anna, going back to the stutter, was that something that just gradually improved over time? What
Disappear. The stuttering disappear.
Yeah.
Absolutely disappear. Her visual conversion as well. The coordination was
Amazing.
Changed completely.
I remember now I could race my friends. I could do all of those things that I couldn't do
Everything,
before.
bicycle,
Yeah, exactly.
skiing,
Swimming, yeah,
perfect. No, it was
completely
huge.
changed. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So, I Sofia, you probably don't remember this because you were pretty young. But I remember when you graduated from the program, which obviously was I think, a very big moment for your family.
For sure. For all
I
of us.
asked you, Sofia, what did you think about all of that? And you kind of, what do you think about the program? And you kind of lectured me a little bit about how difficult it was. You made me do all that crawling. Like, please.
It was really hard. I mean, for her.
For sure. It was hard, but
because
it was worth it.
For a person that the coordination is difficult and it's like for Olympics deportist. I mean, it is really.
It's an athletic program.
Of course. I mean, Sofia, her body shape changed.
Yeah.
It was like really like athletic and a lot of energy, stamina, very, very different. But it was really horrible. I mean, because we had you behind with the, no, don't worry, you have to do this, you have to do that, very good. And now we are going to move on in another exercises. And you are like gaining like steps, and it was like less hard for, thank you, but it was like exercises. Oh my.
Yeah.
But worth it for sure.
Wow.
For sure.
Yeah. So, Sofia, tell us what you're up to right now in your life. Like, what are you doing in your schooling?
Well, right now I just finished school. I graduated in May. I'm very happy. And then now in September, I start med school.
Wow.
Yes, university. And yeah, I'm very excited. I got my IB grades. They went really good. I passed everything, all my subjects. And yeah, so I'm just waiting for next year, September.
Yeah, it was her dream from the little.
Yes.
What do you want to be as when you grow up? And she said, always pediatrician. I want to be doctor.
Yeah.
And now?
So then I'm going to in September. I'm very excited. So
That's great.
Let's see what happens. Yeah.
Are you going to be staying at home? Like traveling from home to school?
Hopefully, yes, or in Spain, at least in Spain.
Got it. Okay, so you haven't chosen a school yet.
No,
she has different.
I'm between two. I have two options, but I have to choose one.
All right.
Yeah, so it's or Madrid or an island we have very
Canary Islands.
Canary Islands.
And she had as well in Germany.
Yeah, I also had options
Hamburg
in Germany
and Frankfurt. But she said, no, I prefer Spain.
I prefer staying in my house.
Yeah.
For sure.
The weather, everything is like.
Yeah, having been to Spain, I can understand that. And I have a feeling I know which school you would prefer her to go to.
Wow.
Yeah. The one closer to home, or for you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Same as my dad. They both do. No, me also, but I don't know. Maybe some change is also good.
Yes, of course. You never know, but I prefer to have her. Yes.
Yeah, of course.
No, and she has to study a lot. So medicine is a really
hard career.
So it's better to be like very
observed by my parents. For sure.
Sofia, why a pediatrician? Why do you think you've been drawn to that for your whole life?
Well, I've always loved kids. I've always liked being with kids. Obviously, I think the career medicine, since all my life I've been working so hard, obviously because of the program, because everything was a bit harder for me compared to other kids, at least in my environment. I think that made me want to choose kind of like the hardest career, because I kind of want to challenge myself all the time, which is obviously something good. So I think because of that, I think, that's...
And pediatrician, I think because you love kids.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually.
I love kids. Yeah, for sure. I've always loved them. So yeah, probably.
So Sofia, was it last year that you came to our European Institute?
Yes.
Wow. It feels like a long time ago.
1 year ago.
Exactly.
1 year ago today, we were in Florence.
You're in Florence a year ago today. There you go.
Yeah.
Crazy. I still remember.
Yeah.
So, Sofia, what was that like coming back to, our clinic, coming to the Doman International Clinic? You used to come as a child. Now you came as an intern because I think you were interested in our work, but also you want to become a doctor and you were interested. So what was that like?
Well, it was an amazing experience, obviously, because since I did it very little, I got to remember everything. And like, I used to like call my mom during the night and like explain it to her. And then she would explain to me. Like, it was like coming back to my past and my childhood, because it was literally my childhood. And it was really interesting also because I do remember something, which was like, I would look at the parents and everything, but I do remember that I would talk to my mom and I would say, wow, thank you for being so consistent, because obviously I see it from the outside and I see how hard it is, and I see how consistency is so important in the program, because even if you don't see results yet, they come eventually. But for that, like, consistency is key, in my opinion. And I do remember that. But and also, like, I was very thankful to be there, because it reminded me of, thanks to the program, I am who I am now, which is obviously so important. And it's like a huge part of my personality. And it made me resilient. It made me a hard worker, because if it wouldn't be for that, maybe I wouldn't have been such a hard worker as I am now, or I wouldn't have been as resilient. So then, it made me remember a lot. Super happy. I had such an amazing experience with you guys.
Yes.
I do.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah. Colleen, any questions that you have for Anna or Sofia?
What were your, do you have like good memories of the program, or things that you like? What were your favorite things when you were a kid, Sofia? Like, oh yeah, we get to do this part. I mean, there is so much hard work, but like, what are the things that you felt like, oh, that's a treat to get to do this part of our program?
Well, I do remember, for example, spending time home. I did like that, because I loved to be with my parents, and also I had a tutor home. So then I loved being homeschooled in that sense, because later I remember my mom, what she would do to not get rid of like those friends I had in school. She would obviously like make play dates, made me obviously interact with other kids to not lose that. But I would also be homeschooled during the day. So then that balance really helped me a lot. And I found it like very pleasing. I really liked it. Also, what else? The flashcards. I really like the flashcards.
The worst was the food.
Oh yeah, the worst one was the food, but
The food, yeah.
She wanted to eat cookies and
no, I remember
the transition to the nutrition program was tough.
Yeah. It was, because I remember when I went last year to Italy, I was like remembering, and then I was talking to my mom. I was like, wow, that was hard, but no, definitely super important also for the program, I think. Of course. But
Sofia, I just wanted to ask you, now that you're an adult, do you feel like you need to be more observant about, for example, what you eat, or
for sure
maintaining good sleep, or those kind of physiological things? Do you feel like
the whole family? The whole family.
I mean, now we really understand, like, since we did the program, now we kind of really understand, like, how nutrition works, how sleep works, like, how exercise helps, like, the child's brain and actually everyone's brain, the adult's brains also, emotionally and physically, but also food, super important, because I remember when I was a kid, I didn't really see the effects of food. I did see the effects of the exercises because I could now run easily and do other stuff. But for example, with the food, I didn't really see it. But now I do see how food is like so important. For example, to sleep better, to think better, to concentrate better, you know?
Absolutely.
And
to say,
as a family, it also helped us a lot because we kind of rebuilt.
We say, remember that Doman say that.
Exactly.
Don't drink water during meals.
We still have like the papers. We still have the papers. Yeah, but
supplements.
Kind of, exactly. Vitamins, minerals. We now have all of our vitamins, minerals, but it kind of like rebuilt our family in a way, our routines, and obviously for the better. But now we're healthier thanks to that. And
even cleaning for me, for example, I don't use chemical products. Everything is either acid or alkaline or everything we used to. Yes.
For sure. No, it did take it did have a big impact for the good, obviously, to our family, and we all kind of adapted to that.
We learned that.
Yeah.
And by the way, I want to urge, because there are people watching right now, I'm just urging all the parents out there to, if they want to ask you questions, they can post them and then I'll phrase them. We do have some really nice comments that have come in. So Liliana says, thank you for sharing.
Of course.
Always early morning and saying, thank you for this live, beautiful Sofia and Anna, such great work. Virginia is saying, take all the glory, dear God, for enabling this parent and her daughter. So thank you, everyone. Really beautiful comments. So if anyone has questions, go ahead and type them into the comments box, and I will ask Anna and Sofia. And I guess my next question for you is, like you said, the program comes with its challenges. It's intense. How did you navigate difficult times, where you maybe had less motivation?
And we had it, of course. Because we have a lot of communication with you. I mean, with our tutors, you were the intellectual, no? How do you
I was your staff coach.
The staff coach.
Yeah. And for me, it was the key, because if I have a problem, I write you and you say, well, try to do this instead that, or I am struggling with, I don't know, the path. And as long as we had to send as well videos and photos, and you saw the images, the videos about the exercises, and you said, no, you have to, this one, you have to improve with this kind of, I don't know, the finger in the toe, or it's better for Sofia if you put a path in the floor, no? Sometimes it was hard, and you say, well, it's okay, you keep going, try to motivate Sofia with her favorite, I don't know what. And but it was for me, it was hard, I mean, because it's a routine, and you have to stay here at home with her. But very happy to see improvements and to know that we are doing for our child the best we can do. And I say with you, it was everything easy, because everything was really, really, really organized. With the papers, we had to write down everything, how many minutes in the sport, for example, how many minutes, how many meters, how many each day. How did you eat? Breakfast, the fat, the hydrocarbon, everything. So like this is easier. Otherwise, alone for me, I don't think that I could.
And I also, correct me if I'm wrong, when I was when you saw consistency and when you saw results, that also made you.
No, this is like a really most, of course.
Yeah, I do remember after our first visit in Philadelphia, everything, I heard everything, obviously, but I was like a kid, so and I remember I was like, this, like, it's gonna be like 2 months and they're gonna be like, we're done. I perfectly remember. But then I would see my mom, like, she was being so consistent and so consistent all the time. One time it's like, wow, like she's actually like really into it. So then I do remember, like, when she would see like improvements and stuff, it would obviously make her more
consistent.
Even more consistent.
Even more.
Yeah, but I remember consistency like really did help both of us.
And organization.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Sure.
And no, thank you for saying that. And I was kind of wondering, did you do anything for self-care, like things that you did outside of the program to keep your energy high, because you were working very intensively?
Then during the program with Sofia.
Yeah, were you doing anything,
Well, for me, I mean, it was stay with my family. I was really, really, really happy knowing that I was doing the most important thing for me. And I didn't need anything else. I mean, instead to stay with my kids, I have 2 more, a part of Sofia, my husband, my parents, my friends sometimes. But of course, exercise, yes, a lot. We used to do always at home from I was little as well. And eating well, sleeping well, having some time just out with friends. Yeah, it was important, yes.
And I know that you're an artist. By the way, is that one of your paintings behind you? Or
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Did you, just out of interest, did you continue painting when you were doing the program?
No.
So you stopped for some time?
I stopped. Yes, I stopped everything. Yes, because I had to do a lot of intellectual program, for example, a lot of words, phrases, books, and it was like, for me, it was like a really, really beautiful works as well, because it was like looking for books that she could be loving and subject as she wants. So I was like doing in my computer the books, then printing, then doing beautiful, I don't know, images. No, I work.
There's a creative aspect to the creation of the intellectual.
Of course, I was really busy with the program.
Yeah, I've noticed that for parents who are, very creative and enjoy creative pursuits, they love to make the materials for their children. Now, for the parents who don't like that, we have pre-prepared materials.
Now, because when Sofia was born in London, I asked in the web for the inclined floor, for everything, doesn't exist. And the program in Spanish, for example, as well, doesn't exist for the moment. And at that moment, so I go to the shop to buy to create everything, to put everything, like instructions. With instructions, you have the measurements, everything, and I was like gluing everything. Now it's easy. You have everything. You don't have to click. And no, but for me it was funny. I love to do sculpture and painting, so it was good.
Well, we have a question here from Les, and again, I'm encouraging different parents out there to send questions. So this question is: when you started the program, did you think that it was possible to achieve such results? Did you think it was possible for Sofia to graduate from the program when you started? What were your expectations?
Yes, my expectations were really, really, really high. Because before I read everything you have in your grandfather, your father, yourself. I mean, all you have in Doman before I already read it.
Yeah, we have all the
when
books.
Sofia, when my eldest one was little as well. So I read a lot of good victories, stories, that everything. And for me, I mean, I study psychology as well, and for me, it makes sense, everything that you said, So for me, it was like I knew it, that Sofia is going to start the program, and with this program, she improved for sure.
Hmm.
I didn't have a doubt. And I have to say as well that 2 weeks later, when I started, 1 month later, 2 months later, you can see improvements. I mean, it depends of the kids, I think, but with Sofia, it was like this. So I was really, really enthusiastic.
Anna, if you had to give one recommendation for parents out there who are maybe in their early steps of the program, what would that be? And then Sofia, I'll ask you, what would be your advice for both parents and children?
For me, is to have faith in that you can help your kid, your child, for sure. You can help it. So don't have, worry, or that the time maybe is going to be the wasting time or something like that. Every single thing that you do with your program, you can see an improvement in your child. So be consistent and very organized with you. That is easier with you because you organize everything. So and have a lot of faith, and it's going to happen something.
Wonderful. All right. Sofia, what would be your advice for parents? Let's start with parents and then I'll ask you.
I would definitely say consistency for parents, because, as I said before, when I went to Italy last year, and also seeing my mom, how consistent she was, if there's no consistency, it's obviously much harder to see results quicker, or even like any results, because I think that once like you get in the program, like you have to agree and say, okay, I'm like all in. Like you have to be all in, like not half 50-50 or 80-20. No, I think you have to be like 100%. Obviously it's hard, but I think it should be like that. And I think consistency is the most important, because if not, you won't see results as quick or as easily. And then once you see those results, it's much easier and you have more motivation in a way. So I think consistency is a must, in my opinion. It's super important. And it's the hardest one also, but I think it's the most important one. For sure.
And then what would be your advice for children?
I would definitely say patience. I know it's hard as like being a kid. Obviously I was 8, so I don't really remember, but patience. I mean, also for the parents, patience, super important, but for the kids also, like patience, and that it will, like, you will see results eventually, but you just have to be patient and never give up also. Not giving up like the first time, or like you don't see results at first maybe, or something is like very hard or whatever. Not giving up, being patient, and like just expect like seeing that there will be results if you're consistent and you're patient, for sure.
Yeah, that's such a great point, because holding those two things, I think, at the same time, being consistent and dedicated to something, but also being patient, can be very difficult.
Super.
And sometimes I found that. Say again.
I can't imagine as a parent how hard it is to deal with patience and consistency, and also dealing with your child who has to also be patient and consistent.
It's better don't see things like I am here and where I could be in 1 year with this program, with this hard work. No, it's better to go step by step. I mean, this month, what I have to do this month, I have to do this, I have to, when it's complete. It's the same as in the school. I mean, in the school, you start the grade 1, grade 2, or grade 6, 11. And then you start the first month, you have this subject, you have to do this, and you have the test, the exam. Then the second month, you have TTT. After that, you graduate for the grade 11. Then another grade. I mean, it's more or less the same. It's go step by step, doing things slowly, but consistently.
Yes. And never giving
don't
up.
Rush, don't think about, and I have to do this 6 months, or 1 year or 2 years. Oh my God, no. It's better to go slowly and only looking today, tomorrow, 1 week go.
Yeah, and similar to, you brought up the example of school. Another example would be something like athletic training. Like anyone who's done athletic training knows, like you're practicing each day, but you don't see the changes each day.
No, of course.
Exactly.
And it's kind of like your ability to be patient and just keep working at it, and then all of a sudden you're like, whoa. I'm
Or
seeing results now.
playing an instrument is the same as well.
Yeah.
At first it's horrible, but then you
Great
have to keep going, and then
Yeah.
you see results.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a lot of questions that let me pull these up. So Haley's asking, how does changing the program work while doing the program? Did you have a reevaluation? Yeah, you said you did.
Yes. We have a reevaluation, of course.
Yeah.
And you start with the exercises, very basics, like crawling, creeping, and little, and then you have move on. When this is superado, how do you say?
Achieved.
When this is achieved, then you move to that and move on to another exercise, brachiation. Then you start crawling. Of course, there's a lot of and intellectual program the same. And you start with words, then with the phrases, then it's like a paragraph, then it's like a whole books, and you are all the time moving. Yes.
Yeah. So Anna said at the very beginning, they did 3 visits to Philadelphia and then came to our once to our institute in Italy.
Yes.
Okay. Next, we have a question from Chia, who's saying, Anna, were you the only one doing the program, or did you have help? And there's
no. You need. I mean, it was me doing the program, the intellectual program, everything, doing the whole material with sports exercises the same, but with brachiation, with the patterning program, you need at least 3 person because you have 1 in each. No, 4.
Oh yeah, 4.
No, 3.
No, 4.
No, 3 is 1 the leg, 1 the head, and then the other one the both sizes of the body.
Oh, yeah.
But the rest it was me. Yes, because my husband has to work, so I stay.
Patterning, you needed the help.
The patterning.
Yeah,
the patterning is. I always need 2 more people, of course.
I remember my sister was there. My tutor.
Yes, the sister.
You have an older sister?
Yeah.
Yes, older sister.
So she helped out a bit.
Yeah.
The housekeeper as well, helping with everything. But the rest, it was me. Yes, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, Anna, we have something now called the Doman Parent Support Group. So it's an online support group which is led by my sister Morgan, who's a life coach.
This
so
is very good.
That didn't exist when you were
alone. No, we were alone. This is very good.
We waited until you left.
Now with WhatsApp, with everything is easier.
It's easier, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, of course.
Haley was saying they have a support group for parents that gets introduced once you start the program. Yeah, didn't exist back then. There's an interesting question here from Virginia. And she's asking, do you feel that Sofia's issues were mild? Because, she's asking basically like Sofia had good results. Do you feel like her challenges were mild?
Well, I remember your grandfather telling that for him, the kids that worry him most was like one kid with, how do you say, coma.
Like a child in a coma.
One kid that seems like but it's not. Because with the other ones in the middle, you have kids that everybody outside is like, oh, poor kid, well, I have to be patient, or I have to be. But with someone like Sofia, it was like, this girl is like a lazy, or this girl is like this girl is like tonta. Stupid or something like that, no? So it's really, really difficult when you and these kind of things that Sofia had give you, I mean, the life is the day by day in the school or with friends or outside is is very difficult. Very
Yeah,
difficult. When she gets older,
Yeah.
it's worse even. Because you get behind and everything seems normal, but no, it's not normal academically and all of this. Yes.
Yeah, my grandfather, he, like you said, he always worried about two kids: the kid in the coma who could take their last breath at any second, and then the mild child that looks like all the other kids. And he felt that children who had like mild issues, mild reading, learning, speech issues, were kind of like children living on the outside, and they're kind of like looking through a window, watching everyone inside the house living their life, because they find things challenging that everyone else can do. They start to think of themselves, and they're treated like they're lazy or crazy or stupid.
Totally.
And, you know, right now I'm writing a book, and my grandfather used to always talk about how the life trajectory for children who have reading problems is really bad. That they are much more likely to, you know, end up in prison and fail to find work and all of this. So I started to, through this new book, I started to do research, and some of the statistics about kids with reading problems are stunning. Like even I was shocked. Like I'll just read.
And each year more. I mean,
each year more.
It's
correct.
More.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, let me just read off a couple of stats. So children who cannot read proficiently by the age of 8 are 4 times more likely not to complete high school. Okay. They won't complete high school.
Wow.
In the United States, 85% of children who commit crimes and are sent to juvenile detention, which is prison, 85% are illiterate, right? In the US, 2/3 of children who do not read proficiently by the age of 9 will end up either in prison or be on government welfare. 2/3. So, I mean, even I was shocked by that.
There's a problem.
Mental,
There's a problem.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I think it's because when children fail to do simple things like reading or math, what we think of as simple, they can only think one of two things. Either they think I'm stupid and they internalize the anger toward themselves,
Of course.
For sure.
or they think the world is bad and they develop maybe like a burn it all down.
Or they go against the world, for sure.
You know?
Of course, yeah.
For
Yeah.
sure.
That's the only kind of two conclusions you can come to, unless you understand that it's neurological and it's not your fault.
Yeah.
Of course. This is no, even the teachers, I mean, parent teachers, the whole society, they don't know. They don't know why the one kid is like struggling in the school. It's like, I mean, there's something with the kid.
For sure.
I mean, you cannot, like a part of like no, you cannot come to this school because your grades are really low and you are lazy and you are stupid and no, this is not your place. It's crazy.
We have a comment here from Annabella, who's currently doing the program with her daughter. And she said, for me, the key to the program is trying to enjoy the process each day. And she also likes making videos to notice the small progress over time.
Of course.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
It's really important.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, that's one of the things that a lot of parents don't realize. A lot of parents, when they begin our program, they actually avoid taking videos because I think that because they're upset about the challenges their children have. It's almost like they don't want to document it. You know, it's so tough for them to watch. And then when the children make the progress, there's no
the progress.
There's no way of showing where they came from.
It's a pity, yes.
Yeah.
No, it's important because you can see in the video or photos, pictures, you can see a lot of improvements and differences. It's important, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Sofia, we've only got a couple minutes left. When you came to our institute again as an adult, as part of your internship, were there any children that you saw or families that had an impact on you, that touched you in some way or left an impression?
I think all of them, for sure, all of them, because when I was little, I did see all of the kids because I remember I was obviously I was like more different than them. So and it did have like more impact on me. But when I went last year, I do remember it did impact me, and it did like show me how the parents are so consistent and how they're so like patient. Like it just made me understand and say like, wow, like it's so important like for the kids to do the program and how good they're going to feel later.
Yeah,
for sure.
How do you think that might change how you practice medicine as a doctor in the future, just having spent time with these kids and families?
Well, for sure, a lot of you feel more empathy towards the families, the kids, everyone, and you kind of understand where they come from in a way. But obviously, like doing the program, physically, it did not also help me physically. Obviously, it did. But it also helped me like for the life skills and mentally, because thanks to that, as I said before, you learn resilience, you learn patience, you learn to never give up. And thanks to that, you can do like hard careers, like for example, medicine, you know, that they teach you, for example, also in school, they also teach you to never give up, to never be resilient, like to never lose patience, motivation, all of it. But actually like being in that situation really helps. So obviously you have the hard parts, the negative parts, whatever, but then the good parts is you are also much like physically you're stronger and you're healthier, but also I think mentally and socially you're much stronger than other people. So and I think it's an extreme plus for kids who have done the program. And I see it in my school all the time. And if I compare myself to my peers or my colleagues or whatever, I see, for example, when you have a test, you have an exam or something, you get a bad grade, then some people decide to give up and say, okay, I'm done. But others decide, okay, let me change this, and that. They're patient, they're resilient, and then they see results later, you know? So, and yes, also socially, I feel like it helped me so much, and I'm so thankful for that because it kind of made me who I am now.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Everything.
And also you,
is an
the
addition.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, we're just coming to the time to wrap up. Anything else the two of you would like to say that I haven't asked? I might have asked everything.
I think we speak everything, like we tell everything that important, and it's important that never give up and have a lot of love doing this
program.
This beautiful program with your,
and it gets better for sure. It gets better because at first it can be like you can see it as like hard or whatever, like nothing is gonna get better, but then it gets better. Definitely.
Of course.
Yeah. And then because I do remember when I was little, I would kind of see it as something like I hated or like a awful part of my childhood. But then last year when I went to Italy and I came back, I do remember and I would say, wow, like I'm so thankful for this. I'm so thankful that my parents did this for me. Also, you guys, I'm so thankful for you guys, the program, all of it. Like you see it as a different way. Like once you grow up, like you see it differently for sure. So maybe like the parents are maybe scared because I remember like they would ask me like, didn't you like, or maybe like hate your parents or like didn't talk to them because of the program or whatever. But then I do remember like when you're little, you see it like in a awful way. But then once you grow and you mature, you see how it helped you and how you grew.
It's the same that if you go to the school.
Yeah,
you hate your parents as well. So it's not different.
Well, I mean, just to give you an example, like because my parents of the work that we did, that they did when I was a child, twice a year they would travel to the Institute in Italy, and I would go with them. And as a young child, I didn't appreciate it. Like I didn't think, wow, I'm in the most gorgeous place on earth. I'm learning a foreign language. It was just kind of like, I want to go
I
back
don't want to
home,
be there.
you know. But now as an adult, I reflect back and I go, wow, what an
Yeah.
amazing life experience. Like
For sure.
I learned a new language. I learned a new culture. I love traveling as a result of that.
Yeah,
You know,
knowing another people.
it's true. As a child, you can't fully appreciate some of the
Exactly.
beautiful things that you're experiencing. But
everything.
as an adult, you look back and you understand.
For
Yes.
sure. And especially like a program like this, you know,
Mhm.
you do see it later. Like you do see how it helped you and how it shaped you as a person, for sure.
I appreciate you saying that because I'm sure there are many parents watching this right now who are doing the program day in and day out, and they're hitting challenges with their children.
Yeah.
And
No, I
sometimes
know, because I
you know,
remember
like,
parents
my
would
child,
come
like, going
talk to
to
me
appreciate-
last year. Yeah.
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 Well, Anna and Sofia, thank you so much for joining
Thank you
us.
for
Very
having
welcome.
us.
Thank you to you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
All right, everyone.
Take
Have a
care.
great rest
It's
of
been
your
good
day.
to see you guys again.
Yes.
It's so good to see you. Take
Bye-bye.
care.
Bye. Thank you so much
Bye.
for